Hello, this is Daniel Mart back again. I'm an actor and filmmaker based out of South Florida, and for this video, I'm going to be reacting to some of my first videos that I posted here on my channel. The reason being, it's because this month is essentially the 10-year anniversary of when I decided to become an actor. 10 years ago, June 2014, is when I first started this journey into becoming an actor. June 9th, specifically, is when I first started that. That's when I first went to acting classes, to an acting summer camp down here in Miami, at the University of Miami at UM. If you guys want to know more about my story of how I just developed as an actor, how I became an actor in the past 10 years, my video from last week, it's basically the part 1 to this whole series. It's basically a 4-part series, and this is part 2, where I'm basically reacting to some old videos of mine of this journey, just so you guys can get a whole proper idea of how this journey and, in a sense, the evolution of this channel, how it's been. Funny enough, I actually created this channel on June 26, 2015, so this was also, in a sense, this is also going to be like the 9-year anniversary of this channel, funny enough. And for this video, I'm going to be reacting to 5 different videos. The first one is the first video I ever posted on this channel, which is the Before You Punch Me monologue and then improv show that I did right afterwards. I did this basically, 9 years ago, and I posted it on June 26, 2015. And yeah, if I'm looking this way, it's because that's where the computer is. So that's the first thing I'm going to be reacting to. After that, I'm going to be reacting to the first film I ever starred in, which was Cheese versus Pepperoni. After that, I'm going to be reacting to my first headshots. I made a headshot video, slideshow type of thing. So we're going to be reacting to some of my very first headshots. After that, we're also going to be reacting to my very first reel, my very first acting reel, which came out in 2016, I want to say, from what I remember, 2015, 2016. And after that, we're going to be reacting to my very first film that I directed, so my directorial debut, which is The Deal. So those are the 5 things that we're going to react to this. And I chose these 5 things to basically encompass, again, just my journey throughout the past 10 years of everything I've done, especially in those first 5 years. Everything that I'm going to be reacting to in this video is essentially comes from those first 5 years. The Deal came out in 2019. That's the latest thing that I've done in regards to the reactions here. The Deal came out in 2019, but I did that in between 2018 and 2019. And it officially came out in 2019, and everything else is from those first 5 years. And I just felt it's important for you guys to see that journey, because I feel like, looking back at those first 5 years, it's just crazy to see how I've evolved ever since then. So yeah, that's basically why I wanted to do those 5 videos. And there is a part of me that kind of wish that I would have chosen stuff from the latter half of my career, or the second half of my career, the next 5 years. But honestly, I think it's just better to react to those stuff from those first 5 years. I just feel like it shows more of who I was earlier on, because I feel like everything else I've done, you guys have seen. You guys can go back in the channel and check out what I've seen, what I've done, or you guys can follow me on Instagram and check out what I've done. So, but, you guys really aren't privy to those first 5 years anymore, because they're in the past. It's pre-pandemic, and I feel like a lot of people just ignore that stuff from pre-pandemic, and especially more so the very, very early stuff I've done, so how I really started off. So yeah, and again, if I'm looking this way, it's because that's where my computer is, that's where the videos are. Also, one last thing, if my voice sounds a bit different, it's because I'm literally coming down with a cold right now. My nose is a bit stuffy, so go figure. So yeah, now let's get onto this reaction. So again, the first one is going to be my first video ever, which is the Before You Punch Me monologue and the improv show that happened right afterwards.
We have to do.
Daniel Martinez will be performing his monologue for us.
So this is actually a DM Larson monologue, by the way, Before You Punch Me. And a lot of people are against DM Larson for some reason, which I don't get, but it is what it is. Like amateurish, that's what a lot of people consider him.
Before you hit, there's something you should know. This girl we're fighting over is no ordinary girl. You don't know how lucky you are. If I'm gonna die, I might as well tell the whole world how great she is. Well, why do you want me to shut up? You're afraid? You're afraid I'm gonna hurt you? You that sensitive? You're gonna cry softly? Whoa.
I feel like I'm rushing it.
Punch me all you want when I'm done. Beat me to a pulp, but let me tell you how I feel for her. Do that one kindness for her.
Yeah, I'm very rushing this.
Do you know about certain serendipity. Words too long for you? I should stick to
What am I doing with my arm?
talking
Jesus
to
Christ.
you. Serendipity
Talk to you.
means a happy accident or a pleasant surprise, a mistake. Specifically, an accident in which something good occurs, in which you weren't specifically searching for it. That's all our love was, a happy accident. We weren't planning it. She's amazing. She's so good. She has made me happier than I can ever imagine. Before her, I was living in black and white, and then she brought color into my world. And by some miracle, she chose me. She chose me. You know how wonderful that was? Never in a million years did I think that she would choose me. She's the princess to my Popper, the Batman to my Robin, the Picard to my Wesley Shipper.
I don't know Star Trek, but I know that's a Star Trek reference, even at the time.
Picard to my Wesley Shipper.
And that's why I started, because I'm like, I don't know that reference that well.
Her kiss will last me till death, which might not be very far off. Yes, we're talking about the same woman, you idiot.
Idiot.
Now you can punch me.
Alright. So let me just pause that very fast. So yeah, and then me doing my own stunts was always a thing, even from the very start of my career, so to speak. But yeah, I was rushing that whole monologue, clearly, and that's why I kind of like started floundering towards the latter half of that monologue. Because all my energy was just at the very beginning to get this out. And that's something I've improved on since then. I still rush, I'll be honest, I still rush on occasion. And every time I rush, it's the same thing. I have all the energy at the very beginning, and I lose it towards the latter half of the performance. And that's why I sometimes stutter or forget the line, so to speak. And yeah, and then it doesn't help that there was that whole Wesley Crusher situation reference there in the middle with Picard and whatever. Because that's a Star Trek reference, yes, I know that. I'm not sure if I actually know. Looking back at it, I'm not sure if I knew that at the time. But I definitely know that now. But the thing is that you can, like, sometimes you need to know the references so you can say them properly, and because I didn't know the references, I didn't say it properly. And that's also what kind of made that stutter even more. And yeah, that's at Area Stage Company. A lot of bittersweet memories from Area Stage. This was during the good time of Area Stage. I'll just say that much. This was during the good times of Area Stage. Okay, let's go on to the improv show. Because, yeah, this was kind of part of a showcase, like an end-of-year or end-of-term showcase, where we all had to perform a monologue, and then we had, like, games to do. So, like, it was, like, the improv show, and it was, like, Freeze and Justify and stuff like that. So, yeah, so then we're going to go into the game.
Today, everything that we teach would be meaningless if they didn't get a chance to perform it. And one of the biggest things in my intermediate acting class that we did
Frenchie! So, yeah, that redhead kid, his name is, I always nicknamed him Frenchie, because his last name is, like, Freelick, so, yeah. I still talk to him on occasion.
And really big tests of your, knowledge of theater and how conflicts work and how characterizations work. So I felt this needed its own exercise.
It's the campus. It's the campus.
The campus. I'm here to get the campus.
Campus?
You know, with the desks and pencilers.
Me and my stupid accents.
Me?
Yeah, you.
That's not my...
Get my names mixed up.
I can't believe you wore flip-flops to a black and white party.
What? Who cares?
They're not even black and white, that's the thing. Even if you were to wear them, they're not even the proper attire.
Your clothes, I mean, it's gray.
This is great.
In between, come on. Cut some slack.
Cut you some slack. I'm just gonna cut something. Don't chill me, mister. You wore sandals to a black and white event.
Chill. Look. Oh, come on. It's great. Come on. It's freeze. Freeze. Thank you. All right.
Never tell a woman to chill. So yeah, that was the whole video. Funny enough, those two girls that were there, one of them is called Katarina because he said it. Because the guy, the teacher, Giancarlo, he said her name. The other girl, I don't remember her name. But funny enough, I remember at the time, I was probably like, what? This came out, I did this in 2015, so I was 16 years old. I remember I had a crush on both of those girls, but I was more close to one girl who I just performed with, the girl who I told chill to. Was that Katarina or was the other one called Katarina? That's the thing, I don't remember the names. And I always wish, like, looking back at it, it's almost like I should have, like, it's not even one of those situations where, like, oh, I should have manned up and asked for, like, their number or their Instagram because when I'm 16. But it's like, it's one of those things, like, it's one of those things I wish I had the ability to do it, because the thing is that I didn't have a phone at that time. My phone, like, broke, so it's not like I had anything to, like, hey, what's your Instagram? Hey, what's your number? But it's one of those things, have my phone got broken, I definitely would have asked for, like, their numbers or their Instagram or something. Yeah, that's the one thing I remember. But that whole class was really cool. The only person I remotely talked to on occasion is Frenchie, which is the redhead kid you guys saw at the beginning of that improv show. Everybody else, I don't even remember. There's like a few other people that just from that time that I'll talk to on occasion, like very occasionally. So there's like this one kid called Juan who I talk to on very, very occasionally, for example. Frenchie, of course, and yeah, I think that's really it, just those two. I mean, there's Janine, who again, I mean, I follow her on Instagram, but I don't really talk to her. I think that's really it. Like I said, I had a very bittersweet experience at area stage. This was during the sweet part of it, but the bitter part really bittered the fuck out of the experience, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's just really great. That's, before he punched me, that's a DM Larson monologue. And like I said earlier, DM Larson, I guess it's just playwrights that not many people respect, which I found that out. And I don't want to say I'm not, it's one of those things. It's one of those things where I don't want to necessarily say I'm not surprised, but it's like, just why, I guess? And the main critique I see is that, oh, he's just too amateurish, or he writes for children, or like his thing has no meaning, or he's not really that in-depth. I'm like, who cares? I'm just like, kind of like, who cares? Like, yes, I've grown out of DM Larson by this point, but like, it's one of those things like baby's first monologue type of stuff. Like, you need to start somewhere, and I just happened to start with DM Larson, you know? But, yeah, and then me doing improv, I've always had a knack for accents, whether they're good or bad. It's just the fact that I can always just do, like, the most randomest voices, imaginable sometimes, and that's actually one of those things that people have said, oh my gosh, you have such a, you can make so many voices, why aren't you a voice actor? Actually, in Grievous Intentions, which is the last film I just did, I kind of went a little bit maniacal at the end of my character's run, so to speak. And all the actors who were there were like, oh, you should become a voice actor, because those voices you were making, they're like, what the fuck, you know? So, like, I've always known how to make voices like, I could do a voice like this, or like, a voice like this, it doesn't really matter. O eso no importa, tú sabes, no es una voz como say, tú sabes, like, I'm just bullshitting right now, but like, it's always fun. So I like how that kind of, I see the elements of where that started, and even in the monologue when I'm doing some of my lines, I almost have like this kind of tinge of an accent there. So yeah, it's really cool that even from the start I had like that inclination to do like accents and voices even so early on. So yeah, that's the first video here. Next thing we're gonna do is Cheese versus Pepperoni. Me reacting to Cheese versus Pepperoni, and that's the first short film that I ever starred in, with an asterisk. I'm going to put with an asterisk because the thing is that I don't really remember if this really was the first short film I ever did. It's honestly between this or E-Drums 98, the video game. Both were done with Eric Carcamo, who was my best friend at the time. We still talk on occasion. We know, life happened, we grew apart, it is what it is. We did these around 2013. They both came out like early 2013. So we did them like late 2012 to early 2013. And, of course, one of them just came first, the other one came second. And I'm inclined to say Cheese versus Pepperoni probably came first, just for the simple fact that it's just less well done, basically. It's way more amateurish. So, as opposed to E-Drums 98, where, like, it has some production value. Like, you know, it's not like we spent money, because we would have been, like, 14 when we made those films. And so this would have been even before I even wanted to be an actor. So, there's that, but E-Drums 98 had some production value as opposed to this one. You know, if anything, we'll react to E-Drums 98 too, just so you guys get a two-parter. So yeah, we'll do Cheese versus Pepperoni, and then we'll do E-Drums 98. Why not? You know, it wouldn't be the first time that I've randomly decided to add another video to react to in this. Because that's what I did with my 10-year anniversary reaction video to just me being on YouTube last year. I randomly added like 1 or 2 videos in the process, funny enough. So yeah, you know what? We'll do cheese versus pepperoni, and then we'll jump into E-Drums 98. So those are the first 2 films I ever did, period. And those were even before I wanted to be an actor. So just keep that in mind. And immediately, the first shot is just me wide-legged, sitting on the couch, sleeping on the couch like a bum. Jesus Christ. Alright, let's go. Keep in mind, I was like 14 when I did this, by the way. There's Eric.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
What do you think is a better pizza topping?
I think cheese.
No, it's pepperoni.
Not really. I think it's cheese.
No, it's not. It's pepperoni, you dumb blonde.
Dude,
I'm
it's
like
cheese.
laughing at something on that pillow.
No, it's pepperoni.
No, I bet you $40 it's cheese.
Too late. I already stole these $40 from your wires, and that means
we're close up.
pepperoni is a better pizza.
Better give us $40 back.
Yeah, no, right?
What is
How
that?
you want?
Wait, no, give that back.
Oh my gosh, this door.
Better give me my $40 back now.
I already
You
won.
guys get an idea of how the room used to look like
You stole $40.
before the remodel?
What here in your room costs $40?
Well,
The fucking posters, probably.
these 3
These graphic
comics
novels.
cost about $40. So.
Give me that.
Hey, I caught it. You give it back.
Give me $40 then.
What $40? I don't have no $40.
You stole my $40.
What are you talking about? I don't have any $40.
You stole $40 from this wallet.
Check the damn wallet.
Check the damn wallet.
$40?
Told you I didn't have your damn money.
He's retarded. I'm out of here. It's locked.
What do you mean it's locked or broken or whatever? You assume not as much as a man as
Broken
me.
or
whatever.
It's actually paid.
It's locked. That's all I know.
That's just a man. Okay.
What the hell did you do with the door?
Like I said, it's locked.
Sure, it's locked. Dude,
There's a story with the door.
What you do?
In a second, I'll
Maybe you
get
did
to it.
something to it.
How? I'm the portrait. I need to pay for this. Why would I break my own lock?
You kicked the door.
So, that doesn't affect the damn lock. Dude, you should be paying for this. Give me your damn money so I can pay for this once you get out of this damn mess.
How can we pay for your lock?
That's where
You're stuck in your
I
house.
just-
I don't know.
My
you're the
bookshelf
worst. I have no phone. Maybe you got a
has
damn
books
phone.
in it. Instead, now it has
Man,
movies.
you have a phone.
What kind of phone is that?
It's the new iPhone 50.
I do have a phone. It's a DS. It's my DS. I still have it somewhere here.
Call somebody, man. When you get out.
Should call it my clone.
What the hell wrong?
My clone?
It's dead.
Yo,
He just chucked my
Brother.
phone.
what's up?
DS,
What's
whatever.
poppin'?
We're stuck in here forever.
What is that angle?
Excuse me?
We're stuck in here forever.
Yo, didn't you just call somebody?
My phone died.
Yo, do me your phone died. Come on, man.
We're
Stop,
stuck in here forever.
stop playing with me. Come on. Stop playing with me. Come on, man. I need to get out.
Stuck.
I was definitely
Here.
trying to do like a hood voice for
Forever.
some reason.
Dude, we need to get out. Dude, somehow, we need to get out.
We're all gonna die.
I was definitely trying to do like a hood voice. Oh, this is the end. On the TV, this is the end. That movie. Because that'd be cool to play it on the TV. Because we're trapped, and they're trapped in the house in the movie as well.
Dude, what the hell are you searching?
Find out which pizza is the best. Pepperoni or
It
cheese.
is better.
How is that gonna help us?
It won't. I just want that $40.
Which one is it?
Come see for yourself.
Even though I somehow already had it beforehand.
Okay, where's the answer?
According to Yahoo Answers, pepperoni is a better pizza. I
Pepperoni
take
is
that
better
$40
pizza.
right now.
Take them $40 right now. So he actually cut that scream like at that point because he didn't want it to go like forever because I guess it was too loud. Yeah, that's the first film I was ever a part of. The first thing I ever acted in, and Jesus Christ, I was definitely trying to do some kind of like hood voice because I thought it'd be cool. Like, give me them $40 right now, bro. Right now, we need to get out. We need to get out. You know, I was like 14. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I just find that so funny. And then my bookshelf actually has books in it. You can actually see how my room used to look like just 10 years ago too, so that's just crazy. Or 9 years ago. Well, I mean, this was shot in 2013, so 11 years ago, if anything, so 11 years ago. And yeah, I mean, I've definitely improved my acting ever since then. Jesus Christ. I know Eric has gone on to do some film work after this too. He has bands, and I think he's done like music videos for his band, if I'm not mistaken, and he's done like skit comedy afterwards, like when he was in college, so a few years back. But past that, I really don't know much about it, if I'm being honest. That aside, I mean, yeah, that's the first thing I ever did. It's something. It's cringe. We all have to start somewhere. That's the thing. We all have to start somewhere. So that's where I started. That's the first thing I ever did. So yeah, that's cheese versus pepperoni, and yeah. So yeah, after that, let's just hop on to E-Drums 98. Oh, before I forget, there's a story with the door. So what happened is that for that little skit or scene with the door where we're trying to open it, my sister actually thought we somehow legitimately trapped ourselves in the room. And so while we were filming this, mid-scene, she opens the door and she's like, what are you two doing? You know? And we're like, oh no, we're just being stupid and filming this thing. And she thought we were dumb, because of course we were. But yeah, she thought we had literally trapped ourselves in my room somehow. So there's that too. Okay, so here's E-Drums 98. Again, this is the re-edited version, because this one doesn't have the copyright music. And the other one, the original version, does have the copyright music. So yeah, we're going to go with this one. And this one came out in... Well, the re-edit came out in 2016, but the original one came out like 2013 as well. So yeah, let's watch this. And this one also stars Eric Carcamo, and just so you guys know, he directed this one, he wrote this one, everything, all above the line, all of the above. That's what I meant to say, all of the above. But yeah, so yeah, let's go to the film.
About a week ago, my girlfriend and I went vacationing to an uncharted planet that had a mystical treasure that only opened to the mystical key. On the train ride to find the treasure, some psycho guy blew it up, and I survived. When I woke up, my girlfriend was missing. And now I will stop at nothing to find her, and I need nothing. This is E-Drum 98, the video game.
Funny enough, in the original version, that monologue doesn't move, or like that image doesn't move. It just moves because when I downloaded it, for some reason the system made it move. I don't know what the fuck was going on, but yeah. But it works because everything else is like handheld, first person POV, almost like hardcore heavy. And this was before hardcore heavy, if I'm not mistaken.
What the?
What the? He actually bleeped out my F's, my fucks, because his mom didn't approve of me cursing.
Come with that.
You'll see.
Pow! Ha ha!
My very first death scene. One of many, many death scenes.
I found.
Another death scene right there.
Oh my god, this kid's such a noob! Ugh. I shot like 5 times, he didn't die!
Add another death scene right there. My bandana fall off there? Stab through his nuts. I actually still have that shirt now that I think about it. And I still wear it on I still have that shirt. I still wear it now that I think about it. So yeah. God damn. I've had that shirt for a long time. Have I just not grown since like 2011? Basically? Or 2012? Or 2013, whenever I shot this? This music is great, by the way. The music is great. Way better than Skrillex. Yeah, I said it. I don't care. So yeah, there's a bunch of like video game references throughout this whole thing, and that was one of them. I don't know which look in because I don't play video games like that, but yeah.
Sorry, but your girlfriend is gonna see.
She's in another face?
Shit in the face. Yeah. And yeah, that's the whole film. Yeah, that was such a. I remember that being such a fun shoot. I remember, however, after my third death scene, because I wasn't needed anymore, I just kind of went inside and just. I think I fell asleep while I waited for the rest of them to finish up their stuff, and yeah, that's and like I said, my very first line is like, what the fuck. Eric's mom, she didn't like the fact that I cursed so much, so she had him bleep that out, and it's one of those things that he was actually kind of mad at me for cursing, because I should have known that his mom was not going to approve of that, but like, I'm 13, like, I think cursing is cool, you know. I still curse, let's be fucking honest, I still curse like a fucking goddamn motherfucker, you know, but, no, is it cool? It's not, I really just don't give a shit, just kind of is what it is at this point. And yeah, but definitely back then, I definitely thought it was like, oh yeah, I need to say fuck and bitch and pussy, you know, and motherfucker just to sound cool. But yeah, that was the first time I ever died on screen, you know, or first 3 times. And yeah, that's been a whole thing that I always tend to die in my films. I don't die that often anymore, funny enough. Yeah, I say that, and yet the last thing I filmed, I did end up dying, so go figure. But yeah, that was the project, and this one and Cheese vs. Pepperoni, I've retroactively adopted into Mart Productions, with Eric's blessing, essentially, because why not? And yeah, and we were gonna shoot a sequel to this, and we shot one scene here at my house, outside, of me talking to somebody, I forget who it was, but it's like, oh my gosh, this guy's still here, he's about to get here, damn, I need to hide this girl. We only ever shot the one scene, and that's really it, and I don't, and we never really went forward with it. Part of it had to do also with the fact that that's basically when we started growing apart. So, yeah, but yeah, that was a very fun project. This one is a lot more fun to look back on, because it's another film it's a film that actually has production value, essentially, that's what it comes down to. And yeah, I'm just very happy about how this one turned out. It's one that actually I'll occasionally get comments on from time to time, if I'm being honest. Not as much anymore, but especially, I remember very early on, I used to get a lot of comments of it, and then here and there people, and then some of those things, like nowadays, maybe here and there people will mention it, but, you know, it's kind of all but forgotten, so to speak. So those were the first 2 films I ever did. Now let's check out my very first headshots, or very first set of headshots. And here we go, and Jesus Christ. That very first headshot, just a badly lit, wrinkly background, backdrop. What the fuck am I wearing? Yeah. I still have that jacket back. I'm pretty sure. And I legit thought these were good headshots, by the way. Keep that in mind. I don't know why, but I did. That one's not that bad, if I'm being honest. The shot of this one is okay. This one's not that bad. Yeah, that one's alright. That one, like, you can see the top of the backdrop, Jesus Christ. That one, this is good, I guess. What the fuck kind of was that? And then that one I used as my main headshot for a long time. Yeah, that last one I used as my main headshot for a long time. But actually, no, wait. Now I think about it. Actually, no, I don't have this jacket anymore. This was my old navy blazer. Okay, never mind. I was confusing this with my gray, like dark gray suit jacket. And now I'm looking at the buttons. No, that's my old navy blazer. And yeah, I just don't really like blazers like that. Like navy blazers, yeah, just kind of boring. So that's why I gave it away. But that last image specifically used to be my main headshot. And funny enough, I actually did get roles. So like, as much as I want to criticize these headshots, they still helped me get roles in some capacity. So yeah, go figure. I do want to get updated headshots this year. I tried to get updated headshots last year, but we all know how that turned out. I basically got scammed. So go figure. And if I get them this year, this would actually be the 3rd time I get my headshots taken properly. This was the first time here, the one you just saw, and then the second time was like in 2018, 2019, I want to say. And when I got my headshots taken, and now I want to get like actual real professional headshots taken this year. Even though headshots in general are a scam in and of itself, I just think they're very highly overrated. I have a whole rant on my channel about that. Go check it out. Go check out my rant as to why I think headshots are overrated. But yeah, those are my first headshots. And again, so we all need to start somewhere, and this is where I started. Okay, and now let's go on to my very first acting reel. So yeah, just right off the bat, the Daniel Mart's acting reel with that like 360p message or like title card or whatever the fuck that is. Ugh, Jesus Christ. And I know the footage I used for this was not good at all. So this is gonna be fun. And this is about basically 2 minutes long. So let's see what we have here.
You common cry of cuss, whose breaths I hate, as rankle a rotten fence, whose loves I praise, as that carcasses of unburied men that do corrupt my air. I banish you, and here remain with your uncertainty.
Dude, what the hell are you searching?
Here we have cheese versus pepperoni. Why the fuck is this here? This was in 2016, so I had time to like not place this, but go figure.
Which one is it? Come see for yourself. Okay, where's the answer? Pepperoni is a better.
I just realized, did he look into the camera there?
$40 right now.
And this is also maniacal, if you ask me. Being asked to come here and then do nothing. It's just annoying, if you ask me.
A clown monologue. This is like Hero Hype, which is a comic convention. Bad footage. You have a lot of background noise.
So we just kill the back.
You don't even see my face, you just hear me. But you have me doing a weird voice as always.
Aaron Squirrel, writer, director of Runaway with Me.
Interview with. That's part of my web series at the time, an interview with.
And I'm here at the Miami Science Film Festival 2016, another interview. And yeah, we just recently...
Till death, which might not be very far off. Yes, we're talking about the same woman, you idiots!
Before you punch the monologue. And yeah, that was my very first act reel, and then, yeah, I mean, even with the stuff I had back then, that is horrendous. That is just horrendous. Like, here's my thing with acting reels, especially the very first acting reels that you have. You need to have great footage. Like, just across the board, you always need to have great footage. But I feel like for that very, very first acting reel that you do, you really need to show off what you can do, even if you just have limited resources. So, one of the things that in the past I've been kind of against, and in recent times I've kind of come over to it a little bit, but still not as much, is the fact that sometimes when you go to a class, to an acting class, they'll do like scenes, like they'll film scenes so you could put specifically onto your acting reel. And I feel like the stuff that I was doing with Coriolanus right there, you common crackers, and you know the Before You Punch Me monologue, for example, and even the clown thing, I think I was trying to emulate that in a sense, like, oh, this is just the footage I've gotten while out in the field, so to speak. But it's not really good footage, especially the clown stuff, because you have all that background stuff, and a lot of that footage is also like just vertical. It's not horizontal. It's vertical. It's shot vertically, so just the proportions of it look bad as well. So going back to my original point, if you're going to like these acting classes and you're allowed to like record a scene, if it's your very first reel, I think you should do it. Like you could put that on your reel and it'll be acceptable. But I feel like after you've established yourself as an actor, you've gotten at least 3 or 4 roles under your belt, you should take away those classwork scenes. You could take away those filmed scene works and then actually add footage from the films that you actually worked on. I feel like that's something I went into further detail in another video of mine in the past, but yeah, just the footage I have here is just none of it is good. Would I keep any of it nowadays if I had to work with that footage? Maybe Coriolanus if it was not with that background. If I was like in a regular like neutral background, perhaps maybe that could work, to be honest. I'm trying to think what else was here. Cheese versus pepperoni, no, I would cut that out. I would definitely cut out the clown stuff. And then the hosting stuff with Aaron and Jody from An Interview With. That was the name of the web series, An Interview With. I would definitely cut that out. So maybe Coriolanus, maybe Before You Punch Me, but both of those would be like in a clear or a neutral background. And last but not least, we're gonna react to The Deal, which is a 20-minute short film that I did. Let's go for it. Yeah, this is the very first short film that I did as a director, and that's the original logo for Mart Productions. This is one that I also have a lot of bittersweet memories about, and I'll get to that at the very end of this short film, and I'll discuss it more, but here's going to be just the... I haven't seen this in a few years, to be honest, so this is going to be very interesting. And yeah, again, this is my very first short film. I did this between 2018 and 2019 on weekends, and just making this short film was honestly very hard. It's a lot harder than I expected, than I anticipated, because of some of those struggles that I had in regards, especially for casting. Casting was kind of a pain in the ass for this one, because it's one of those things. I had a cast set, and then a lot of them ended up dropping out, so I had to recast everything. And it was during the recasting that it kind of became difficult. So yeah, let's get to this. Film. I do like how that began, that shot, especially with the sun coming in there through the lenses. That wind in the background, which is very bad.
What a shame. After working with us for so many years, this is how you pay us back? You shouldn't have done that. You know better. I find out everything.
I promise I didn't do anything.
Well, if it's so, and since you're so sure, it should still work, right?
I swear it does.
What the fuck are you doing? Are you undermining my authority?
I like the idea of it being windy, but I don't like the fact that you can hear the wind in the mic or in the audio, if that makes sense.
Alright, try it.
It's weak. Just like him.
I fucking knew it! Just as I thought.
Eh.
See, I know my products because I try them out myself. My shit is top of the line. Nobody returns their products back to me, okay? But why did this one? Why?
Trust me, I don't know.
But last time I fucking trusted you, the Shane shit happened last week, okay?
Shane
what the
shit.
fuck? You're fucking with us. You're fucking up with our product, trying to ruin our enterprise. Or you're stealing drugs or money from us. Or you're trying to steal and rat us out to the fucking police.
No, never.
Ask me why I should trust you again. Why? You know.
And now the light changes, it's just kind of bad.
You know there's no error.
So yeah.
Especially of this caliber.
Dispose of that defective deposit. You can't really hear it because of the fucking wind. There's Chase, there's Carlos.
Yeah, good thing we never ate there. Never trust that place.
I think you should start using your own thoughts for once, man. Seems like you just blurt out whatever the fuck you have shoved down your throat.
So that was actually a nod towards food trucks, which is another short film I did around this time.
How about we go to your house?
That Jordan Roa, the producer of this project and cinematographer, also worked on. Taxi Driver is another hint towards You Driver. And Taxi Driver, Martin Scorsese's Taxi Driver. So yeah, this has a lot of hits. You know, adds to some of our other works that we did together around this time.
Better be good.
Fuck, come over here. What are we doing?
Nothing. We're just gonna leave it and keep walking.
Well, so someone else could take it?
Who cares? It's not our problem. Just ignore it.
Fine.
Just ignore it. Fine. They just leave it there. It's kind of crazy how the crooks just left it there too.
See that, right?
But then you see this.
Yeah.
name
I did
has
the
something
makeup
to do
for
with
that.
the bag?
Definitely.
Oh, this looks so bad. This shot looks so bad because I tried to color correct it. And I don't know jack shit about color correcting.
To your house.
Because it was just so dark when we shot that little close-up compared to everything else. And so I tried to color correct it and that's how it came out. He's looking at the bag.
Now what?
I don't know.
Should we call the cops?
The fuck are we gonna call the cops for?
There's a dead body there with a bag of drugs. It looked like he was murdered.
I know, but we can't just call the cops, bro.
Why not?
Because he took the crack. Or the cocaine, whatever it is.
Why do you have that?
I don't want you to spoil the moment. I wasn't thinking.
I mean, I definitely need to call the cops, man. This isn't good.
What, get arrested? Yeah, let me know when you don't have such a fucking retarded idea, you fucking retard.
Don't talk to me about great fucking ideas. You're the one who took the bag of coke. You can't just have it sitting there. If someone finds it, we're dead.
So we snort it.
This isn't real. Are you even sure that's coke?
One way to find out.
What you say? Bottoms up. Yeah. That's definitely cool.
You're shitting me right now.
You want to try it? Go ahead. Be my guest.
Listen, are you okay? Do you need anything? Water, tissue, or something?
No, I'm good. Yeah. It wasn't even that much. Come on.
Well, it looks like we can't snort this without dying or have it lying around or else we'll get arrested.
That's how we flush it.
What if the toilet gets clogged?
This powder is not gonna clog a fucking toilet, man. Come
Listen,
on.
what if we just sell it and get our hands clean?
The fuck are we gonna sell it so we don't know any drug dealers?
We go to college, we gotta know someone who sells this shit.
No? I think I might know a guy. Yeah.
The one thing I do like, that I guess shows
Alright, call him up.
something that I see throughout the rest of my directed films is the fact that you do have these long takes that sit on the characters for a long time. However, I think this is the one that does it the most. And I do like that aspect of it.
Yo, this is Collins.
Jordan actually came up with that shot.
Yo, Colin,
with,
what's up, man?
Nothing much,
reflection
man.
on the table.
Hey, listen, I was wondering if I could set a meeting with your boss.
Whoa, man. You sure? What for?
I found some drugs.
You found some drugs?
Yeah, I was walking on the street and they were just there.
Man, you simply just don't find drugs out on the streets, you know?
Oh, I just found them, man. I don't know. I was walking on the street, I saw them, and I took them. I don't know why I took them, but I took them anyways. So can you help me or not, man?
You sure you want to do this?
Yeah.
What's the product?
Coke.
Okay, listen, look. I'll tell the boss, just come here. I'll send you the information, time and place so you can negotiate the deal, all right?
All right, I'll be there later today. I go with my friend Rufus. He was with me earlier.
Rufus.
All right.
I remember I got so much shit for calling the character Rufus, by the way.
All right.
It's like, that's a dumb name or something like that. So let me pause that here very fast. Yeah, I got so much shit for calling that character Rufus. A bunch of people like, oh, that's such a weird name, or that's such a dumb name. I don't know. It just seemed like Shaggy, like, because I kind of, and I guess in a sense, I almost modeled Rufus after Shaggy from like Scooby Doo. So I'm like, oh, what's that kind of one of those? What sounds like a bohemian hippie ass name? So I'm like, oh, Rufus, you know. So so yeah. And then the other thing about this, it's this phone call scene is the only part that got re-edited by somebody else that wasn't me. And actually Jace Elton, who is the other actor in the scene, he's the one who edited that. Because I had asked him to like, hey, can you like fix some little audio things here and there and help with the end credits and blah, 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 right? But he went into this scene and re-edited small parts of it. And it's one of those things that I kind of wanted this scene to breathe a little bit more. I didn't want it to be so like quick cut, quickly paced, and the way he edited it was just too quickly paced, and I didn't really have the part, I guess you could say, to tell him, hey, I didn't like your edits, so I kind of just left it as is. But looking back at it, I would have stood up and said like, no, don't edit my stuff. You should have only focused on the stuff that I wanted, unless I asked you to do something differently. I appreciate the fact that you changed it, but that's just not what I wanted. That's not the vision I had for it. And because the original version of it was a lot more, again, sitting with the characters, sitting with what we're doing, like them really contemplating what they're saying, what they're gonna say next, blah 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 blah. And there's a lot more pauses between everything, and especially with Jace's character, especially with Colin, which is Jace's character, and there's supposed to be a lot more hesitation, but the way he cut it, it just made it, again, it was just a quick pace, and we lost some of that momentum. So yeah, but yeah, now let's continue.
Hey, what's up?
Got a call from a client.
A client? And what did they want?
Sell us their product.
Are they making their own products now?
No, not anything like that. Colin, the head of the company, as you will, says that he and his partner Rufus found their B2B on the streets.
On the streets?
His words, not mine.
Okay, and they want a distribution deal?
Doubtful. Seems like this may be a one-time thing for them.
Alright, we'll have them meet up at your place in an hour. I'll be there shortly, and we'll see what happens.
Will do.
Alright, bye.
Really looking at this film now, I think it definitely is a film that I sit with the most on the shots. Like, I linger on these shots for like an extended period of time. And I think that's one main thing I really appreciate about this film, above anything else.
Oh, here we are.
Nice place for your drug dealer.
Yeah, I'm looking for the rat-faced pricks at the parking lot, but not this guy.
I also feel like it's the one project that I have that has the most like wide shots, if that makes sense. And I'm really paying attention to this. Because I don't feel like I do that many wide shots in my films. Now that I really think about it. So it's kind of nice to have a film that's so different from that.
Got anything on you?
See, is what you guess, sir.
It kind of sucks that this scene's kind of blurry. Not in focus.
Easy, little pal.
Shut up.
Keeping it thorough, huh?
There's a moment here where I was about like burst out laughing.
Like harassing people, huh?
Thorough, huh?
Hey, take it easy.
How's that for thorough?
I brought the stuff. Hey. Come on, man, come on. If you're gonna choose someone, shoot me, because I know you.
There's kind of a notable blooper that you see in the scene as well, with the backpack, because of who has it when, and just how it was edited.
Keep your friend in check.
And of course all the blurry camera shots sometimes. Go figure.
Let's go. Jesus isn't gonna help me here.
I actually, in this section, when the door closes, let me pause it here. Yeah, let me pause it here. When that door closed, I actually heavily considered splitting this into like two, like a part 1 and a part 2. So like a little mini web series. I actually considered doing that as well, but I'm like, you know what, screw this. I'm gonna, because I was editing this the whole time. I edit the whole project. Again, it's, aside from the little minor stuff that I wanted Jace to do, or not to, I basically edited the whole thing. And because I just don't like editing, over the years I've grown accustomed to editing. I've liked it a bit more. But I'm still not like the biggest fan. I'm not like, oh yeah, let me edit right now, you know? And especially more so back then, I thought editing was gonna be so much fun, and I just like really didn't enjoy it. I thought it would be very monotonous and boring. And it took me such a long time. Part of the reason this came out in 2019 instead of 2018 is because I just didn't like editing, and I got kind of lazy. And for the longest time, I thought, you know, should I just do a part 1, part 2, and I just end it here in this section? And you know, this will be episode 1, and episode 2 will be the actual deal. But I'm like, nah, let me just see this all the way through. I like how I have my tracking shots or my moving shots. That's always been a staple for in all my films. So I'm kind of a tracking shot, so to speak.
Whoa. You're gonna be with Lawrence. What the fuck is this?
So you want to meet with the boss? That's my boss. I'm going before you piss her off.
So he said the name Lons, which is a reference to Alonzo, which is from a character from The Visitor. Again, like I said, we have a lot of nods to different projects that we did here. We have. Let me just pause it there really fast. Like we have like I said, Taxi Driver was a nod to You Driver, and of course Martin Scorsese's Taxi Driver. Them mentioning food trucks at the beginning is a nod towards Food Trucks, which is a film that I worked on with Jordan Roa. Lons is a reference to Alonzo. Oh, not Alonzo Harris, not Training Day, Jesus Christ, but was it Trucha? Was that the last name of the character from The Visitor? Which is another film that I did with Jordan Roa. So again, we have a lot of nods towards Jordan Roa. My character technically is a spin-off, sequel, I'm not really sure what to call it, but like a continuation of another character that I played in this short film called Within It that I just wanted to continue exploring, and I decided to explore it through here, and we get to that more towards the end of the film. But yeah, again, a lot of nods towards stuff. We were gonna have a nod towards the MCK Killer, which is from the short film that we did, Schism. That's from the short film Schism. We're gonna have a nod towards him as well somewhere here, like one of the missing person posters or something like that, but we never got around to it. So there's also that too.
Just undermining my power?
She's the one questioning, not me. I mean, we're only late by a couple seconds, so...
So? A couple of seconds is still a unit of time. I'm somebody who doesn't like to waste their time, even if it's just a couple of seconds.
Well,
the blurry camera, Jesus Christ, I can't believe I found that acceptable at the time.
I came over here to Walls.
Well, that's me. Lons is just a low-level vendor. He recently got a promotion, so he's not a low-level vendor. We had that problem with the distributor.
Oh, it's lagging.
And we had to terminate him. Yeah, we're not going to get into specifics about it because it'll take too long and we're already running late. So whatever you guys have for me better be good.
Well, I have something I thought might be of interest to you.
And may I ask, what is it?
I do like the yellow lighting. Like, it wasn't intentional per se. It was just like whatever lighting we had on the roof, on the ceiling. But I like how the yellow lighting, what it does for the scene.
You freaked out and I decided, fucking it's okay, no. Here we go.
Rivera Street was actually a nod towards the last name of an actress that we were gonna work with on this project, but they had to drop out last minute. The original actress for this for her.
Finding a leader, and you certificate from chemistry class, and we talked, and here we are, trying to sell you the scope.
So we'll just take $50 each, and be on our way. We'll take it cash, and
Why would I buy this from you? For all I know, you guys are just some competitors trying to fuck me over and ruin my reputation.
We're in our lives, we're not trying to ruin your enterprise or anything like that.
Why would I even trust you? Look at that shit. That shit looks like talcum powder.
Look, lady, I assure you this isn't no fucking talcum powder.
Shut up! Shut up. Serpico!
Yeah?
These guys just offered us free coke. Try it.
Oh, that line reading is kind of funny.
It's weak, but it works.
I did snort that, by the way.
All our stuff is legit, so we'll be taking the $50 each and going along our way.
Well, as you heard him just say, it's defective. That lowers the bar. Not so good. And on top of that, you guys showed up late. Not so good. I'm gonna have to give you guys $30 total.
Well, you heard him. He said it works. It's $45 each.
I have to consider the fact that you guys went out of your way to bring this. That probably was a lot of trouble. $15 each. Final offer.
You just went lower.
Yeah, so did you. So.
All right, $40 each. Final offer.
Okay, that. You want to hear my final offer? All right.
Whoa.
Now, bullet to your head, okay? Or you walk away empty-handed.
Yeah, man. I think it sounds good to me.
Yeah, it does.
It just doesn't seem very fair.
Yeah, so what? You guys came here with the problem. We're here to offer a solution, okay? You know how I handle my problems? I terminate them. We could have easily terminated our business relationship with the both of you. But guess what? We're going against our better judgments, and we're actually compromising with you guys. So be fucking thankful. You only had one fucking job, guys. Show up, deliver, get the fuck out. How hard is it? Or does a bullet to your head really have to do the job?
I just think it's not fair, like, you know, it's not necessary to, you know.
It's not necessary to.
Honestly, this is probably my favorite scene.
Oh my
like, just that little monologue she has. It's probably my favorite scene in the whole
your
thing.
reaction.
And this whole
I'm
film.
not gonna kill you. Okay?
And then we undercut it with comedy.
I'll pay you.
But you will?
Yeah, of course. I mean, what kind of business person would I be if I didn't keep my end of the bargain? What was it again? $10?
40 each, or 40 in total. Actually, $10 sounds like a very generous amount.
Okay.
Nice contract, guys.
We got our money, didn't we?
Alright, guys. The bitching. That's it. It's over. So Serpico is gonna give you guys your money in the living room. Just wait out there. Me and him are gonna have a business meeting beforehand. Got it? Alright.
Serpico was also a nod towards another project I was going to do at the time. Let me pause it right here. So the name Serpico actually came from... It didn't come from the movie Serpico by Al Pacino, no. Serpico came from this project I was going to do at some point. And I never went through. But I really like the name. The full name of the character is Serpico Gillis. And I really like the name. So I adopted that name onto this one. And used it as an alias for the other character that I actually portrayed in this project that you're about to see the explanation of right now.
You do realize
that's Dalton's failed investment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I had my suspicions on him from the very beginning, all of which that you have confirmed from the way that you reacted to the sample testing. And that only goes to show that we have to do a better job at keeping confidential shit confidential.
Yeah.
Now, those two kids that just walked out remind me a lot of you when you first started out.
Oh, so?
Well, after your mom died, you started to do her jobs.
There you go.
You thought you could sell us back our products, right? Only difference was that at least you had intuition. You dispatched my business associate, your competition.
Within it.
And
that's from within it.
Something very, very powerful back then. I had to respect that.
Yeah, well, son of a bitch had it coming to him.
Yes, he did have it coming to him, which is why it's a good reason you stayed low risk, even if you were to go rogue.
Which I won't. No reason for that. Hell, look, I even changed my name for it.
Mm-hmm. That's right, you did. You owe me your loyalties. Isn't that right, Mr. Andre Zola?
Yeah, sure, whatever. I'm just making sure I'm not dying is all.
Oh, but don't say that so half-heartedly. I'd be honored if you were to die for me.
Haha.
All right, enough chit-chat. Okay, let's take care of our business partners, and then let's take care of the NDAs. Right?
Half-heart is actually a personal joke because I was born with half heart. Funny enough, apoplastic left heart syndrome, so that was kind of a joke towards that.
Very funny.
Consider it a down payment.
500 each.
All in cash.
And the products?
Flush it down the toilet. Don't eat it.
Flush down the toilet. It's like they were gonna do originally.
Hey guys.
They didn't. They got
I have your payment.
So yeah, that's my first ever film that I directed. This is also a very bittersweet thing. And the reason I call it bittersweet is because I actually had a falling out with the actress. Sometime afterwards, she betrayed me. I helped her get a role on another project. And she was telling the producers of that project a bunch of stuff that wasn't true. That I was talking shit about them. And she betrayed me. She betrayed my trust and Jace's trust because we also worked with her. Because we also worked with her on U Driver. And I think there's another project that we worked on together. There's a Halloween project that we worked on together. There was this project, and then U Driver. And I think maybe there was a fourth project. I don't remember right now. But yeah, she betrayed our trust because we helped her. More so me than Jace, but still, we both helped her get a role in another project. And she stabbed us in the back and said, "Oh yeah, by the way, me specifically, I was talking shit about those two producers, and that just wasn't true." And because of her, I actually ended up having a falling out with those two producers. And one of them I'm never going to make up with because a lot of reasons. The other one I did kind of make up with afterwards, but, you know, that relationship is just not how it was originally. I think that's the one most bittersweet thing about it, I guess. The fact that I just had a falling out with that actress and how she betrayed me at the end and how she really screwed me over at the end. That aside, just pertaining to this film, she gave a good performance. I think this is the best performance that she ever did in her short career, because she really didn't do jack shit outside of the work that we gave. And also that project that we helped to get a role on, eventually did flounder, so there's that too. But yeah, I do think this is the best performance she gave in her short career, is what it is. I do like her performance, I just don't like her, so that's why I have a lot of mixed feelings towards it. That aside, like I said, there's a lot of nods towards other projects that we were working on at the time. Like I said, U-Driver, food trucks. Serpico was a nod towards another project, and it turns out that Serpico is actually Andre Zola, which is from Within It. And again, there's just a lot, like a hodgepodge of projects, nods towards other projects here, or just like personal stuff between us. Like, don't say that so half-heartedly. Again, I was born with hypoplastic left heart syndrome. Maybe I'll do a video on that in the future. Who knows? Who cares? Whatever. But long story short, I was born with half a heart, and that's, you know, that line, half-heartedly, it's a nod towards that. It's a little inside joke in that regard. Rewatching this project, I like that I'm rewatching this project, and I'm seeing, oh, that I went on to build more upon that in some of my other works, like in Quince, or The Date, or Captive, or whatever. You know, I liked how I did this and how I've improved on it. Again, on Quince, The Date, Project Frado, etc., etc., etc. Like, there's a lot of elements in this project, in this film, that I have definitely fostered and have taken with me as a director onto a bunch of these other projects, like the long takes, long tracking shot takes, for example, just long takes of just sitting with a character as you're talking, all of that. And I really like how that's been a core element of me as a director, and even just a genre. This is a crime drama. Very early on, I did a lot of crime films. I directed a lot of crime films, so there's that too. I mean, you have the deal, The Dates. It's a horror crime movie. For example, Captive is a more of a crime thriller, for example. So, like, again, it's also within a genre that I've specialized in as well. So I really do like that. And overall, yeah, it's just really great to go down memory lane and just see how I've basically improved since then. And then this film was released on August 30th, 2019. So we're closing in on 5 years for this film. Jesus Christ, 5 years. Yeah, I mean, I knew this from the beginning, but still, I just didn't realize how close we were to that 5-year mark officially. But yeah, and again, just looking back at all these videos, the monologues, the improv show, headshots, reel, you know, short films, my very first short films, my directorial debut, everything, like, on my first, essentially, and how they are now, it's just amazing. And going back through memory lane, I've enjoyed this experience a lot. And yeah, again, sometimes you just need to look back at what you first started, at what you first created, to see how you've gotten from here to there, or from there to here, basically. And yeah, it's been great. I mean, this was one of the first projects I ever did with Jace, and he's been a major collaborator of mine until recently, because he moved away. I'm sure we're still going to be doing projects in the future. We also have Carlos here, who's been a producer on a lot of my projects, whether it be just a straight-up producer or an associate producer. He's always helped me on a bunch of my projects, and I always give him a producer credit in some capacity, so there's that. Jordan Roa, who I had a working relationship at the time. Again, a lot of these people, Imani, which is the criminal at the very beginning, Dalton, Imani Tong, I've worked with him a number of times. You know, again, aside from the girl, Geraldine, who, she can go fuck herself, aside from her, everybody else is people that I've worked with on and off throughout this industry, depending on time and place and whatever. And overall, it's been great. And, you know, even the other two short films, Cheese vs. Pepperoni and E-Drums 98, working with Eric, that was just to do two films, basically my first two films. My best friend at the time has been great, and he's gone on to do other great stuff. He's more of a musician. He has his own bands. He's been on a few bands here locally, and he has great music. It's not really my personal taste of music, but the music is still good. And, you know, it's really great to see that how he's evolved from this to that again. And yeah, overall, it's just been a great run through memory lane, and just reacting to some of my very first stuff. My very first monologue, my very first improv show, first films, first reel, first headshots, you know? Those headshots, as bad as they are, still got me roles in those early days. That reel, as bad as it is, still got me roles in those early days. They still got my foot in the door somehow. Somehow, they got my foot in the door, and that's just really thinking about now I'm thinking about that. That's the amazing thing. That as bad as that shit was, it still got me in the door somehow. It still helped me get in there, and I guess that's the point. Just create whatever you can, just create, and eventually, even the shittiest thing imaginable can help you get a foot in the door. If those bullshit headshots that I took during a summer camp photography class were able to get me roles that have culminated to the work I'm doing right now, 10 years down the road, that, you know, anything is possible. If that bullshit reel with me in a clown mask with a bunch of background noise, with, you know, with the before you punch me DM Morrison monologue at the end, with me hosting an interview show halfway through it, you know, and me yelling Coriolanus into the mic, all pissed off with my Walking Dead posters in the background. If I'm able to do that, if that reel still helped me get my foot in the door, and that was a real terrible reel, you know, with that evidence, with those bad headshots, with that bad reel, I was still able to get my foot in the door. And if that's possible, then anything's possible. You know what I mean? And it's just really great to see how again, that's culminated 10 years down the road, and also how I've improved 10 years down the road. You know, because right now, again, I'm prepping to do headshots again, hopefully later this year, and hopefully they'll be way the fuck better than that shit. You know what I mean? I'm also prepping to update my reel, and like I said last year, Jesus Christ, no, like I said last week, instead of one reel, I'm prepping to have 3 different reels: a general acting reel, a comedic reel, and a dramatic reel. And again, that's the first reel that I have 10 years ago, and it was all pure bullshit and whatever little crap I did back then. And now, 10 years later, I'm able to have 3 different reels. You know, it's just great, and again, it's just amazing how I've come this far, how it's gotten this far. And yeah, and that's my directorial debut as well. The deal. I'm very proud. I'm not gonna lie. All things considered, I am still proud of how that film turned out, despite all the challenges. Because we did have a lot of we had to casting that actress, Geraldine. At the time, I thought Geraldine was a godsend before she betrayed me, but I thought Geraldine was a godsend for another reason as well, because it was so hard to cast that role for some reason. Rufus was also another role that was kind of hard to cast. Originally, I was going to use my friend Wayne Wild, who is a filmmaker down here, and that I met at FIU when I was interning there, and we were going to work together on that, and then he had to drop out last minute because of another project. So that's why Carlos filled in, because Carlos was originally going to be the drug dealer that was killed at the beginning. Wayne was going to be Rufus, but then Wayne dropped out, so I just bumped Carlos from Dalton to Rufus, and then I got my friend Imani to become Dalton at the very beginning. So that's what happened. And then casting, what was her name? Lily de la Cruz, I believe was the character's name. Casting her was kind of, because I went through a bunch of actresses. The first actress I got was actually Celine Alva, which was an actress that I'm still good friends with at this time. But it's one of those that, at the time, I was just working with her on a lot of different projects. I was working with her on Thanos and Dial H for Health Inspector and a bunch of these other projects. And I would always see her at these events and blah, 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 blah. And she last minute had to drop out because she got sick. And like literally the day of, she had to drop out. I'm like, oh, can we reschedule, blah, blah, blah. But thing is that she got sick, and then all of a sudden she had to go film stuff like outside of Florida. I'm like, goddamn shit, you know? And then from there, I tried to recast it with Isadora Cruz, which she's more popular down in Brazil, which is her home country. And I tried to recast her with her, but she just wasn't interested. I tried to use Karina Gonzi, which is an actress I worked with on some of Jordan Roa's other projects, such as Schism. She was in Schism, for example. I forgot what the other project is that we did together, but there was that, and I was going to use her, but she just didn't have time because she just started a new job. And at the end, I just got Geraldine, and And again, I'm not gonna lie, I'm very happy with her performance. I do enjoy her performance, and I do think that's the best performance she ever gave. Give a damn what happened afterwards very fast. I do think just her performance alone is very good. Overall, just this journey, looking back at it, just all my firsts, has been great. I think just, again, just seeing all this is where I started. This is where I ended up. And keep in mind, I'm just still halfway through this journey. Who knows where I'm going to be 10 years from now, you know what I mean? So yeah. Yeah. It's been a journey. It's been a journey. So yeah, that basically concludes part 2 of this 10-year retrospective video. Essentially, probably the longest one I'm going to have from this little series. Next week, I'm going to be doing my top 30 favorite projects that I've been a part of. Projects/experiences, so look out for that. And yeah, that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off. And by the way, I'm going to have a link to every single thing that we watched down here, down below in the description, just so you guys could check it out on your own time. So yeah, but that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.